Nice. Guys, give me a thumbs up if you can hear. And make sure you can both see us both in the screen.
What's up?
Let me see if it's working here. An ad. Wow. I promise. If you're watching this, I didn't set that ad. That's pretty cool. Now, are we here? Can I hear me? Okay, we're live. What's going on, guys? Are we here? Can I hear me? Let me turn the volume down.
Notifications just went out.
Okay. Notifications just went out?
Yeah. If I'm looking down a lot, it's because I'm looking at the screen trying to keep up
with
with comments.
This way, comments. Anyways, me and Driven just happened to by chance meet up. We're doing a 34 in Ohio. We're in Ohio, right?
I think so.
Somewhere Ohio, 80 at a Petro. That's a Petro. I know I've got a little pet name for every daggone thing, it seems. Anyway, we just got through cutting and editing. Well, we hadn't edited. About 45 minutes of video footage. So you're going to have to subscribe to this dude right here if you hadn't already, or if you don't know him. This is Driven, by the way.
What's up?
He's got a badass video about to come out, and it's got him talking, me talking. And what we done was made a video is 6 stories of when we thought we was going to die out here on the road. I'm sure as truckers, you as with us, we've all got those stories where we thought this is it, this is the day I'm going to die today. So we made that video, and I'm just trying to buy some time, let some people come in, and then get to the comments and just do a Q&A. Like I said, me and Driven just happened to meet up. Schedules permits us to do a 34 and hang out, create some cool footage, and do a Q&A because we're, I figured why not. So, anything you want to say before we dive in?
Yeah, one of those 6 stories that we shared did not include the recent one where I almost, jump-started Swift.
Yeah. If you hadn't seen that one, just go subscribe.
Different.
It's one of these, what is that video? The day I nearly lost everything?
I nearly lost everything, which is true. I'm not even being over-dramatic.
No. I was on the phone with him that day, and it was pretty crazy.
Yeah. Yep. So, see a bunch of you guys rolling in here. Howdy to everybody. If we missed some comments, neither one of us, I don't think either one of us are live, professionals. So
no, this is like my third live ever. It's my third time going live.
But let's say some hi to some people. What's up, Jimmy? Steve Starr. We putting you to sleep already? Stick around. There's some good stuff coming.
Don't lie to him.
You got to keep him around.
It's bedtime, folks. So just dim the lights, throw the earphones in, and just listen to our sweet, sexy voices put you to sleep.
Ooh, now who's lying? Oh, Big D Trucker Show, Fishing Trucker. Hello. TJ Jones from the Bull of the Woods. What's up? Truckers Coach TV.
Coach.
Yeah, what's up, Coach? John Ramos, Jersey Trucker. It's Miguel. Where y'all at? Ohio. Big Houston. What up? Antoine Rice, Rolling Hills Trucking. Yes, we are definitely troublemakers. That's a fact. Nasty habits. The day just got a whole lot better.
You see that dirty
I didn't
Pete?
see that.
He's got a dirty Pete. I seen pictures of it. Nasty, you need to clean the Pete, man. She's a dirty girl.
Man, I can't even talk about anybody being a dirty girl right now.
Y'all want to see his truck?
No.
If it wasn't dark outside,
No.
I'd take you guys out there. Now let's put my readers on so I can see.
PB Bar Transport. What's up?
PB, what's going on in Colorado, little man?
Let's see here. I should contemplate moving to Boise.
Boise.
That's too cold for me, man. I'm a southern guy, I got to be able to hit the beach, hang out outside, flip flops in December, that sort of thing.
Guys, let me catch you here. I got to address this. Mish, 37-10. If you guys don't know, that there is LSU putting a stomp down on the Dogs. As much as I hated it, I kind of enjoyed watching it because I don't care if you're not an LSU fan or not. But you watch that team, man, they are just a powerhouse. I'm a fan of Burrow. Is that Joe Burrow? Man, he is. Yeah, he's gonna be huge. Um, yeah, yeah, but the dogs lost, man. They beat the snot out of us. It is what it is, man. They showed up, we didn't. But if we get a chance to pursue or advance on in, I don't know how that works. It's all fuzzy from this point forward on who gets to play who. I'd like to match up with them again. I mean, Pickens was out of the game first half, and I'm not trying to give a handicap or an excuse, but Pickens is a big asset to the dogs, and his little short temper against Tech last week, it put a big hurt on us. But anyway, if we don't make it into the playoffs, the finals, all that stuff, LSU will, and I will be rooting for LSU because at the end of the day, I'm SEC, baby. So, and it's probably going to be Ohio, and we're going to put the smack down on Ohio. And we're going to all say, welcome to the SEC. This is where you boys come and get broke.
All right, man, you done?
Yeah, sorry, man. I'm passionate about my football.
Okay, so, yes, I understand. The reason of this video is Q&A, as the title states. So feel free to ask any questions, whatever you guys want. Doesn't matter. Keep it clean. But you have to hit that like button. So please, guys, hit that like button. Share this out. Obviously, we don't go live very much. So glad you could all join us. But we're going to dive into some questions. And have you been scrolling through? Maybe you got a couple?
Actually, I'm just unhiding some.
Okay, so...
I hadn't even dove in. Miss Makes Sense in the house. Somebody block her. I'm just kidding. That is the wife. I'm just playing. Don't block her. She might block you. She's got the wrench.
Let's see here. So, I know I saw one. Oh man, I can't say your name. I apologize. Adis. What's up? Hey, what's up? Love both channels. Keep the good stuff coming. Appreciate that. Chime in on glider trucks. Looking into buying a glider Coronado. I think that's more your area.
A glider Coronado? No, I'm an emission truck guy. I mean, I know I'm going to get a lot of argument from that, but I'm an emission guy. With that being said, I know emissions, and if you, especially an X15 or ISX 2350, those are great engines. You just got to know how to maintain them. You got to know what the delta pressure sensor is, or the differential pressure sensor is, or the IMAP sensor, the absolute IMAP. I can't remember the names, but it's the IMAP, the delta P. You got to know those sensors, the dosing valve. You got to know how to, clean it or exchange it. And then you've also got a delta P sensor on your DPF canister. It might be the SCR, but and when all that fails, just delete it. And then you have an ISX that runs like an N14, gets up and down the road with no problems. I mean, seriously, guys. A lot of people says, your truck never tears up.
Yeah.
You're always driving.
You are.
And I do. I welcome like the oil pan, the broken exhaust manifold bolts that I got to cover. I welcome those so I can cover them on the video, as long as it's not an end frame. I don't know if I'm ready to take that $15,000 to $20,000 plunge on an end frame.
That'd be a series of videos.
Yeah, that'd be
a
lot.
That's
and it will happen one of these days, and I will cover it all.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, but just knowing what I know, I'm always rolling. My truck's always rolling. And there's a reason for that. Is I know ISXs. So me personally, over a pre-emission, I'm gonna go with the emission every day.
Man, we've got we're approaching 150 people in here, so we may have to shorten down some questions or shorten down some answers a little bit. Thanks everybody for joining.
Sorry to be long-winded on that.
No, not at all. But there's a lot of questions, so I'll cover the next one. Why did you choose, or Donald Glenn driven? Why did you choose flatbed? Well, I chose flatbed. I like to be physical. I like to get out of the truck. I like to move around. I enjoy the aspect of tying down, getting dirty, tarping, all that good stuff. I know as crazy as that sounds, but I enjoy physical exercise. And then on top of that, I'm not the guy. I don't enjoy putting down 700 miles a day. I will do it if need be, but I like those shorter hops, and the shorter hops. They pay a little bit more, and flatbed just kind of naturally, or step deck in my case now, it just pays a little bit more, so that's why. This one.
What do you think about Celadon closing? Honestly, I haven't looked into that yet. I don't know. I mean, you can check out Coach. I don't know. No, not Coach. TRC done a review on it. Coach did one.
Yeah, Coach did one too.
I seen Jake and Al done one, and I'm sure a lot of other guys, but I hadn't even looked into that yet. Just other things going on, so I don't really know much about the Celadon thing now at the moment.
Okay. David Durham asks, can you haul to California with an older truck? Not exactly 100% experienced with this, but I do know that there are exemptions. Now, I don't know how long those exemptions are going to last, and I don't know how many you can get per year, because I do know that that is limited. But yes, you can go. You are limited on the amount of times that you can go to Cali. But yes, technically you can go. But check into that, because I don't drive an older truck, so I'm not like the authority on that, you know.
Let me add to that. Up until recently, I've been going to Cali a lot, and it still amazes me every time I go to Cali. It seems like there's more pre-emission trucks out in Cali than emission trucks, and I'm like, while the whole country is afraid to come out here, the ones that do, they do it with no problem. And I even talked to a guy, and he had a 04, 05 Peterbilt 379.
Sorry.
And we was loading at the same place, and I asked him, I said, no, 379 now, not a 389, pre-emission. Yeah, you know the difference. I know the difference. I asked him, I said, how do you get away with that? And he said, they don't ever bother me. He said, I come out here every other week, have been for the last X amount of years. Now, with that being said, I don't know if that's the case for everyone. I've actually run across a guy that had a deleted truck, and I talked to him about it, and he says that he can fill out for a form that gives him like a 3-day pass, and he does it that way. So I don't know, but for the people that does go to California, or went to California and still goes to California, you see a lot of pre-emission trucks in Cali with out-of-state plates. So I don't know. It's kind of like, you know, brave the wilderness at your own. On your own, I guess. I'm not going to go back to Cali. They got too much stuff going on out there right now, and I'm just going to stay out of it for a while.
All right.
Which I'm about to straight pop this old girl, make her sing.
Which will be sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Dorette. She says, hi, Driven Trucking. This one, I think this one's directed to you as well. Comfortable Man 12 says, would you guys recommend getting your own authority after the first of the year? And go.
I'm about to make a video. When's the perfect time to go owner op? So
you may have to stay tuned for that one. All right, let's move on.
Yeah. To go owner op, I'm going to touch on this, then I'll touch on authority. Absolutely, in the low markets of the seasons, that's when you go owner op. For one, prices are lower. You get better deals on trucks. You get better deals on trailers, and make sure you have pristine credit so you get low APRs. Me personally, I've got 5.6 APR on the truck and trailer both. So it gives me a low monthly payment, which makes it easy to make those payments monthly. Now, by doing so, when the market comes up, like I bought my stuff and started my stuff in 2017, and I kept all my obligations low. And when 2018 got here, guess what? The rates went up, but my obligations stayed low. So guess who kept more money in the bank? So I'm going to say yes. Now, between now and all the next year, I think if you're in a position to start it, now is the time to get your authority going. You just have to be able to withstand the hard times, the low rates. As long as you can withstand that, yeah, absolutely. I think it is a great time to go.
Stuart Warby asks, is YouTube worth doing as a creator? And
I'll let you hit that one.
Absolutely. Definitely. You know, we have a lot of downtime as truck drivers, and for me, the reason I do YouTube is because I want to be productive, and just got into it. I also have a creative side. I enjoy putting these videos together. I like doing camera tricks and stuff like that. Time hasn't exactly allotted a lot of those here lately, but yeah, it's absolutely it's a blast. And is it worth it as a creator? Well, oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know how far I want to go into that, actually, to be honest. I'll say this: Casey Neistat in 1 year made $40 million from YouTube alone.
Yeah, and just not to mention all the other people, the Peter McKinnons, the PewDiePies, the Mr.
Right.
Beast, David Dobrik's, Yeah, they make more money in a day than we make probably in 6 months. It's some of them are just crazy. I want to touch on this one. This guy, where'd he go? Jeremy Dyson. I normally haul logs up in Washington State and Alaska. I almost die all the time. Now I'm back out here, so who knows? Respect, man. Respect.
Yeah, mad respect for you
Yeah.
loggers, for sure. John Ramos asks, how long should I wait until I become an owner-operator? I got my license 4 months ago. Let's both answer that one. Man, there's no good answer to this, unfortunately. It's kind of when you feel comfortable and when you are financially stable enough to do so. That's the most important thing. You know, when you become an owner operator, it's not just about driving the truck. And, you know, no offense, but 4 months is nowhere near long enough to understand how to drive a truck, to deal with all the difficulties that come along just with that part of the business. When you start throwing in, you know, running a business, balancing the financial side of things, which is most important, you know, it takes a while. So, man, I mean, if I had to give you a hard answer, minimum 2 years, minimum. And I would say comfortably, I would say at least 5, but that's just me.
I'd say that. I could agree with that, but there's a big variable there. And I'm going to touch on 3 things that I think you need to be fluent in. Number 1 is business. You got to be good at money. Number 2 is maintenance. Maintenance. I mean, there's a couple keys to my success, but one of my huge, biggest, I guess, pieces of the pie of why I'm successful is maintenance. I know trucks. Well, my trucks. I know Cummins, but you gotta know business. You gotta have money sense, and you gotta have maintenance. And the third one is you need to know the business, because this is a real cutthroat business. It's dog eat dog out here. You've got brokers just trying their best to take the most amount of money from a load from you as they can if you're on the open market. But if not, say you're at a company and you're running contracted freight and you're getting $1.29, $1.25 a mile, then then that goes into another thing. You got to be very fuel efficient. You got to know how to stay off the throttle and maximize fuel economy. I mean, there's a lot to know about it. So I'm gonna say 3. I know I'm long-winded here. Money, know your money. Be good at business. Know mechanics. Know how to work on your own truck and keep it running. And also 3, know the business. Whether you come in on day 1 and know that, or it takes you 5 years to know that, those 3 are really crucial to being beneficial. Hey, don't be advertising your crap on my.
I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding. Hey, let me say, this is a sweet hoodie. I mean, it's premium. I like it. I hadn't ordered one yet. Sorry.
I'm pretty stoked about it.
You'd think I wouldn't be a fan.
No, man, no worries. No worries at all. So I've seen this a couple times, and so let's go ahead and are you still doing power only?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I only done that one. Because because I've got a trailer. And the power only is awesome, especially if you're coming into it. Or I keep my options open when I see an account happen where, say, I can come out of Chattanooga and go to Kansas City and power only there and power only back, or power only anywhere and power only back, and it makes sense, then I do it. But as for just coming off the hip with it and just taking what I can get, I'm gonna run my trailer. It's makes more sense for me to do that. But power only, I think it's huge as well. You just got to have the right connections and the right accounts at your disposal.
So Chris Barber, let me address this one real quick. Chris Barber asks, looking possibly to come over to your company, would like to talk to you more about them. You know, I get, at the moment, you know, my channel's had, it's been doing pretty good lately, so there's been an influx of people. The comments are very hard to keep up with. You can message me on Instagram, which is just Driven Trucking, but it may take me a little while to get back to you. I'll do the best that I can, but that's probably the second best way to get a hold of me, so do that.
And I'm gonna pause right there. This is a little commercial for Jason Hall. Jason Hall gave me money, super chat. You're awesome, dude. Appreciate that, man. That's pretty cool.
Very nice, very nice.
And Class 8 prepper.
Class A, what's up?
Been a minute.
Yeah,
What you been
it's
into,
been a while.
brother? You still got that bike?
Nice.
Mr. Tancredi.
Queen Bee asks me, when will you be going over to the DAT board like MakeCents? Well, you know, on my channel, you know, as far as sponsorships are concerned, you know, I only like to do things that I fully believe in. You know, I get almost an email every single day asking me to do this, do that. Will you do this? The DAT board, they're a great load board. Don't get me wrong. But as far as open deck is concerned, truck stop is where it's at. So I'm going to be covering more truck stop here in the future. And hopefully that's when I'll be going over. But we'll see. That remains to be seen.
What is the minimum per mile price I'm willing to haul? I'm gonna be candid with you guys, and he might horse laughed me. He did on the phone the other day. I came out of Georgia, and
you're gonna tell everybody?
I don't care. I'm transparent, man.
Right?
You wanna talk about money? I mean, you can down me if I haul less rate per mile than you, but you want to talk about assets?
My truck doesn't less than 3 miles.
Come at me, bro. Let's talk about assets. You know the things that really matter. Come at me. But it's got to make sense. I came out of the house the other day, 3-4 days ago, and it was man, it's a bad market, dude. It's a bad market. It's $1.23, $1.24 a mile. $1.23, $1.24 a mile. And that's kind of embarrassing to say. It sounds worse when I say it out loud. But to make myself feel better, I did go to a market, picked up another load for $2.50 a mile, and from point A from the house to point B to point C. By the time I get to point C, I'm sitting at $1.90 a mile. And then when I'm in a hot market, and I'm gonna get another $2.50 to $3.50 a mile, and then I'm gonna bounce back over here. By the end of the week or the end of the duration of this time before I go back home, it's gonna build that per rate mile up to $2.25, $2.50 a mile on average. So I came out of the house for $1.20 something, but by the time I get done with all the other loads, it's just going to average up.
And me personally, I don't necessarily look at the rate per mile. It's easiest to talk in rate per mile terms just when you're speaking with people. So that's why that's kind of used, but I try to look at gross per day. You know, as long as I'm at least $1,000 per day, I'm usually pretty good on the load. Rolling Hills, you've asked a couple times, am I going RGN? I would like to eventually, but you know, for now I'm stuck with what I got. So, but hopefully in the future, I definitely do want to.
Let's put the Q&A questions. Let me just touch on a couple of these. They're not really Q&A. It's just y'all killing me in these comments. My truck should smell like vanilla. Business sense. It kind of smells like. No, I'm not trying to hug you. It smells most of the time like Hawaiian Aloha freshener, Febreze. And that, and just, you know, nasty old trucker. Yep, replacing more parts before they break. You should. Let's see. I've seen some other. James Best. Yes, we do care about football. College football is the best. You get to the NFL, everybody's just, you know, it's about the money, and they're spoiled brats. They tell the coach what they're going to do, it seems to me. When you got college ball, you got kids with heart, and they get out there and they put it all on the field. That's just me. That's just how I feel. Do you think about getting your authority? Oh, wait. Nope. So many comments.
I know, there's a lot, man. There's over 200 people in here. Wow, that's awesome. Y'all make sure y'all hit this thumbs up button.
Big D Trucker Show, $2. What's up, man? Thank you. Actually, I gave the gimbal to the wife. She said something about if something I'm not using it no more. But I do need another gimbal, so maybe I should charge the wife, because the gimbal for this little gem right here is about $800, and I will have it.
Bob Americana. Hey, Sense, isn't that the flatbedder beside you? Yeah, man, I've seen you on my channel in my comments. Why are you asking? And by the way, I'm a step decker, if that's a term.
Little dog in the house, $1.99. Man, come on now. You can afford $200. Is that the real little dog? Hold on, let me check.
Actually, that's probably is. That sounds like something he would say.
Well, for $200, I'm going to answer your question. Let me verify you.
Wait, what?
Yes, it is.
200. That's two.
I know. I said if you give me 200, he's big money, man.
Oh.
You give $200, I answer the spoon question. Now you just messed me all up. Let me get back here.
Why is your range selector in high and you are parked? Oh man, I'm pretty sure he triggered that when we were filming. You know, my video. And yeah, there's some pretty good bloopers on that.
There's another video, the one that you filmed me. I recorded a little backup session, and when I was backing into my spot, I flipped it up in high gear, just to show off.
It was pretty sweet. One shot. I can confirm.
See what's here.
Let's see.
There's so many
I can't keep up. Let's see. Is 20K enough to go owner-operator flatbed with authority? How about leasing to Mercer or Landstar? There's another authority question.
Depends. When I formed my authority, it took about $6,000. That was for plates, insurance, Bach 3, and I also formed my LLC with that, and I expedited it because I thought I needed it faster. So that was an extra, it was like $700 because I expedited the LLC. So I'm gonna say minimum, depending on your credit, depending on your history, depending on the amount of coverage you need. Whether you buy a late model used truck and you cover 80,000, 100,000 versus a new truck where you need truck and trailer, this 80 to 100 for truck and trailer, or new equipment where you need $250,000, or even 150 or 100, 200. It just depends. Most of your expense and insurance is the amount of money you're covering on your equipment. Me myself, I cover 100,000. And just that alone on my monthly premium is $420 something. Whereas I've got a friend that's got I did have a friend
Killing me in the comments.
with a 300. I'm on a roll here, man.
I'm sorry,
Come
man.
on
I
now.
can't help it.
With a 389 and a brand new reefer, and he was covering about $250,000, and his insurance was it's upwards of $26,000 a year for. Yeah, it was crazy. So. It depends on 6,000 to 8,000. I'm gonna say generally to start your authority, and then the rest of that you need to get a truck, trailer, and just have a little cushion there. And if you don't have liquid cash or liquid to cover maintenance and anything that may break down until you start putting more money in the bank, at least have some credit. I think I've got 30 or 40,000, well, close to 40,000 available credit just for that.
Nickel Samuel, step deck versus flatbed, which one pays more? Step deck.
Yep.
Little Dog said these dudes are way cuter than me and Little Guy. Thanks, Little Dog.
Absolutely.
What's up, Will?
Absolutely.
Americana says, oh my God, don't say you're doing coaching calls.
I can't do coaching calls, and it's going to cost you $100 to get me on the phone.
Because time is money.
Time is money.
But you know what? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to say this right now. There's a YouTuber out there that's charging people $750. I think it's a scam. Maybe what he's saying is true. I don't know, but it doesn't really matter if the words that he is speaking is true. It can still be a scam. Save your $750. Jeez, I had to say that. I'm sorry.
Fearless one. Why don't I get a reefer? I thought real hard about a reefer. If I was a lease guy with a company, it would make more sense. But as an owner op with my own authority, it's just think about this. It's liabilities, guys. What's the liability or the words I'm looking for here? How many claims are filed in reefer versus drive-in? And that's going to affect your insurance. First off, I don't have any reefer experience. Say I did say, the heck with it, I'm going to learn as I go because everybody says it's easy. But say in the first 6 months, I have 3 claims because I'm a greenhorn and I lose some loads. Now I can't afford insurance. Now I'm losing my authority or putting it on hold, and I'm going back to lease on with somebody. I didn't do reefer because I didn't know it, and the liability issue of having my own authority. And I didn't want the long wait times, the crazy appointments, and that's about it. But I sometimes wish I had that reefer because just that load I seen the other day, and yesterday I showed you, and I said, never mind, it's reefer. I do wish I had a reefer sometimes.
Oh, reefer's killing it right now. Somebody was trying to call you. They don't know you're live. $750. That dude charged me $1,000. Let's see here. Little Dog says he's on fire. He's so flaming. Answer for free. No need to pay that. So what's up, guys? I think we skipped over a bunch of comments because they were rolling through so fast. So
Yeah.
how much was I paying for insurance at Mercer? Man, I don't remember off the top of my head. I hate doing this, I know, but I did cover that in one of my videos. I don't have a lot of Mercer videos over there, but I know that I did cover it. I want to say off the top of my head, it was like rough. It was somewhere around like 300 to 400. It was in that range. I mean, obviously it was a very, very good deal. And that's one of the benefits to leasing on to a larger company versus having your own authority is your expenses are way lower. So you can afford a little bit less on the rate to bring home the same amount of money. That being said, don't haul cheap freight. What about authority for power only? You know that?
What now? I'm sorry, I was reading comments.
What about authority for power only?
Yeah, I think it's good, especially if you can get on with Amazon Prime. They're paying top rates from what I'm hearing. Matter of fact, just last week I submitted the information, see if I can get on it. I'll park that trailer and I'll be hauling a Prime trailer all around. And yeah, JB Hunt's got a power only, and especially in the hot market, in the hot seasons, JB Hunt's good to use, and because the rate's up, you can get, you know, I think like 2,000. Anyway, it was a while back. They offered me like 2.25 a mile for all miles, and I said no, I'll stay on the open market.
Okay, you got another super chat.
Where's that?
Big D Trucker Show. I'm towards the bottom. It says, thanks guys for all the great content.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you coming in, man.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
219 people? Is that all?
That's pretty solid, I think.
Is it? I don't know.
think so.
I see people with 500,
Not
600.
a live guy.
What's that?
I'm not a live guy. 500 or 600?
Yeah.
Jeez. What's y'all opinion on dropping hooks? What do you mean? I mean, dropping hooks are great. You know, you're only there for, you know, to show 15 minutes and then you're rolling. You know, you're only making money when the truck's rolling. So, you know, I mean, if you're looking to lease on to a company that's doing dropping hooks, I mean, that's a good thing. But I mean, that's I need a little bit more information, I think, to answer that correctly.
Grow a fleet or solo owner op. Me myself, I like solo owner op, but I do, and I entertain the idea of growing a fleet. But the way I see it is, don't put yourself out there for failure. And what I mean by that is, if you've got a truck payment and you want to buy another truck, now you got 2 truck payments, and one of your drivers decides to quit, or say your driver decides to quit, and you can't find another solid driver, then sorry guys, dude, quit texting me. You're throwing me off here. Calling me? Come on now. Where was I? All right, say you got 2 truck payments and your guy quits. Now you've got 2 truck payments and you're the only one working. To me, myself, I'm pretty good at making 1 truck payment. So when I get this truck paid off, I might entertain the idea of buying another truck and finding a driver to put in it, because I'm going to look for quality drivers and quality guys that does their job with pride and passion. And if they decide to quit or something, you know, they hate trucking, they want to go home, my truck can still sit at the house, and it's all good. I don't know. It's all good, because at the end of the day, I'm still pretty good at making 1 truck payment. I don't think I'm that great at making 2 truck payments. And then use all the money from that 1 truck to pay it off, whether it's 6 months or a year or 2 years. And then when you get that paid off, you know, grow another one and let those 2 trucks pay off that 1 truck. And that's my idea of growing a fleet. But right now, I'm more interested in just being a solo owner out, because ain't nobody gonna work for Sammy like Sammy works for Sammy.
That's a fact. That's
a
fact.
Less headache and less overhead, less BS.
Randy Spears, what's up, man? Sammy's looking awful sophisticated with them spectacles on.
Man, I got to, because these comments, I can't see this far in front of me when these comments, and this light is blinding. So
Diplom asks, are you guys going to collab on your training channel, Brian? You know, actually, you know, that training channel, you know, I haven't posted over there in a couple of weeks, and that's kind of back burner for me. So just kind of whenever I'm able to post over there, that's what I'm going to be doing that. I'm hoping for one video a week, but I kind of already missed that last week. So, you know, just take it with a grain of salt. But hopefully in the future, you know, hopefully if we become bigger on YouTube and, you know, we're able to become hobby truckers, yeah, that'd be pretty nice.
Provost, Robbie, no, man. Dude, I called you back. When you called me, I was at home for, I pulled one of your stunts. I was at home for like 5 weeks. No, 7 weeks, almost 2 months. And when you called, I was at the museum with the family. But when I went back trailer trucking, I called you up and I got your voicemail. So, tag, you're it, man. Anybody don't know anything about Provost Motorsports? Nah, he's a cool dude.
He is real cool.
I like Provost.
Yeah. PB Bar. Hey, see you later, man.
See ya, PB. Bar.
Let's see here. Do y'all think the market is going down, trucking recessions?
This is my topic. I love it.
I mean, I know. That's why I didn't even start answering.
Jeff was in here earlier. Mr. Like, you ain't touched base with me and let me know what you thought about the question. This is what I think about trucking. Now, use your own memory to this, but I went owner-op in 2013. 2013 was a decent year. It was a pretty good year. 2014, it was a record year. It was through the roof. 2015, fell on his butt. 2016 was a building year. Steady. 2017, steady. 2018, boom. 2019, another. It's like it goes, oh, excuse me. It's like it goes in cycles. But I don't have enough data to go back 20, 30, 40 years to see if there's a, there's a common occurrence here. So my guess is, just knowing by what I've experienced, 2014 was a good year. 15, it fell on its face. 16 and 17, it started building. 18, it just blew up. So last year was a stellar year. This year was a flat on its face. If history repeats itself, maybe I'm a little optimistic here, but I'd rather be optimistic and be wrong than pessimistic and be right. Let that sink in. This coming up year should be a steady year. 2020. 21 should be a real good year, and 2022 should be explode again. Or maybe 21. I got lost in translation there. But hopefully you got the point. I think we're on the uptick.
I mean, I'm not having that much of an issue. I do think, personally, I think the freight volume is a little bit down, but not necessarily the freight volume just for this time of year. I think that last year was such a great year. So many companies bought so many trucks that there's just too many trucks on the road at the moment, and trucking is just supply and demand. So since there's not enough supply right now, the demand is just a little bit low. So you can still find good loads if you're selective in where you go in the markets that you try to go to. You pay attention and just do your research, look at your loads in, loads out every week, and you can definitely stay profitable. But something I want to cover really quickly. Driven, seriously, the shifter cover. What is that? Well, first of all, it's not a blue dildo. And I got like 30 comments last video about that. And I'm like, what? Come on. I mean, I get it. Y'all trolling me. That's all good. I
felt the urge to go back here and twerk.
Yeah, like, killing me. But, man, it's comfortable. Okay, so here's the deal with that. I like the color blue. I wanted, my lights are blue on the inside. I wanted to have, some blue accents everywhere. And I liked the steering shaft cover that was in blue, and I was passing through. Now, I didn't have the money at the time to buy one of these bad boys or anything. I want a different one, but the one that I wanted, I didn't have enough money to replace it. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get this. It matches color. Why not? I grabbed it, and turns out that thing's friggin' comfortable. So you know what? Y'all can shove it. How about that?
You get hit every day about that shifter,
almost every day.
Oh God, that's funny.
Good grief.
I'm usually on the phone with him. He's like, oh my God, somebody else is commenting about my shifter.
Jeez, man. Oh, here's one. Big Rig Rex. Would you go with a 6x2 pulling that step, or get a 6x4 if you had to do it over again? I would go, what is it, 10x8? No, I would not go with the super singles, and I certainly, first of all, I would cut the dummy axle or the tag axle, whatever you want to call it, lazy axle. I would not have that. That, I think, gets me in more trouble than anything. Second, if I had my choice, supers or duals, I'd go duals. You know, there's more traction, especially with any kind of open platform, going to job sites, things like that. You're off-road a little bit more. That truck, my truck that I have, which hopefully I will be selling next year, is definitely, it is a great truck that is south of 40. And if you pay attention to the weather and you shoot up into the Midwest, you know, the Midwest is not bad. I'm up here right now and it's cold and all of that good stuff, but it's actually not even that bad up here. But if I had the choice, that's what I would do. So yeah.
Provost, RVT just went live. Decisions. No. But okay. And Big Rig CEO Jeffrey did a great video about recessions over the past 50 years. No, you ain't called me and told me, because I knew you had the data. I knew you kept up with all that stuff. You should have called me and told me. I've been waiting on that call, man.
Hey man, you owe me you owe me $1.99 or whatever that is after YouTube's cut. Thanks, Big D Trucker Show. I'll make sure that I cash in on that. I'll make sure that he makes good on that. He said this one's for you, not much, but hey man, I appreciate it. No comment?
No, I give it to you.
That's messed up.
I give it to you. I ain't worried about it.
I know you big money balling home for 2 months.
We're up to $10 in Super Chat. That's pretty cool. No wonder you guys go live all the time. Super Chat's pretty cool. I mean, I know somebody else is, you know, it's not in it for the money, but he goes live like every other day and talks about Super Chat. Yeah, if you would give me a Super Chat. Yeah. I mean, come on now. I see why. Mm-hmm. Sorry to hate there, but, you know.
Yeah.
I couldn't help it.
Well, you know, I mean,
I
guess copycat's a strategy.
I got sensitive eyes, man. That they're watering because of that light. Maybe because I got magnifiers on.
Ooh, here's a good one. Do you ever regret getting in a truck? No, not at all. Man, this, you know, trucking is something that you can promote yourself more quickly than almost all of the other careers, any that I can think of. It's the progression, if done correctly, can be very, very good. And if you think long term, this career, you can work a month and then take the rest of the month off. I know a lot of people that's all they do. They take one load out, one load back to the house, and they sit there for the rest of the month. Yeah. And think about it, you know, okay, so let's say, you know, in the summertime, you run a few more loads. Like, let's say you work hard during the summer. Well, dadgum, you could take the rest, you could work 4 months out of the year and take 8 months off. I mean, there's nothing else that can do that. Yeah. And for me at the moment, you know, I've got a 2.5-year-old and a 1-year-old back at home. I've got the wife back at the house. Yes, it's hard. And I have to work very, very hard, but I'm forward thinking. I'm looking in the future. I'm going to be home more. I'm going to be there for when they need me more. And no, don't regret it one bit.
What's up, 05 Trucker? And let me add to that. Look at my archive, whatever you want to call it, and check out the last video I just put out last week. It's called I Hate Trucking, and I want to change the title of that, and it talks about that very reason. And I forgot to put in there, he mentioned, it sparked my memory, the reason what gave me the incentive to do what I do now was a Landstar driver that used to live down the road from me. And I drove by this house in this blue T600, a Landstar guy, for about 3 years. And there was times I'd drive by there and see his truck there every day for weeks on end, and sometimes 2 or 3 months. And there was times I'd drive and his truck would be gone. And I'd be like, oh, he sold his truck. A week later, he'd be back home. And I'm like, oh, he's back. And then I was always confused. Is his truck broke down, or did he sell his truck? And then after about a year into it, I realized, I was like, this man done it right. He's got a truck that's paid for. Now, mind you, he lives in a nice house. He's got his truck paid for, and he goes out and gathers a little bit of money, comes home and gets quality time. And I thought, man, that's semi-retirement, you know, pun included. I didn't even notice that when I made that video. But semi-retired. Work when you need to, work when you want to. It makes sense. where we at now? $5 super chat, Clarence, man. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Don't need to take a refresher course to get back into driving after a year off. No, it's still the same old stuff out here. But then again, I'm not, depending on what your experience was prior to that. Some companies may spit it all out here. Some companies may require you to take a refresher. I don't know. Depends on your prior experience and that year off. What kind of gap was you driving local? I mean, there's a lot of different variables there. So me just talking, I don't know. Be worth looking into though.
Oh my God. Now your chat's filling up with the blue dildo comments.
Ah.
I see Mr. Hensley. What's up, man? I see you've got some colorful comments today.
I will block you. Hey, Thunder Pumper, I will block you.
How do you put him in
anybody
timeout?
knows.
How do you put him in timeout?
No, wait. Don't time out him yet. If anybody knows Hensley, y'all just go over to his channel on his next live and just comment Thunder Pumper. That's his bisexual. Let me think of it. His bisexual stage name, cross-dressing stage name. He done a show this last week over in Boys Town in Chicago. He tried to get me driven to stop in, but like, dude, that's just not our scene. But anyway, that's Thunder Pumper, dude. And back to what I was saying, I will block you.
Hensley's good people, by the way. Let's see here. You think your brokers are bad? YouTube takes a third. Yeah.
03 Little Dog sent me. What's up, brother? The dog's sending. Hey, this is another dog pound or this is another pound over here.
Hey, didn't you get it? Did you mention the
Go
$5,
Dogs.
The $5 super chat?
Clarence Moore.
Sorry if I missed that.
Yeah. As a refresher course, that I was talking about.
Gotcha. Later, Rolling Hills.
Rolling
And sorry if I
Hills.
look like I'm sleeping. I'm looking down at my phone as I'm trying to keep up with all these comments. You guys rocking in the comments.
Wow.
Is average net per year north of 125?
Where's Dixie May?
I don't like to go into net.
No, net is a lot of people's always said, well, what's the gross? But what's the net? Amy had a guy the other day said, yeah, but what's your home expenses? I'm like, dude, you want a blood sample? I mean, come on now. If you're dealing with trucking and you're dealing with floating idea becoming an owner op, you don't need to worry about my net, his net. You need to worry about your gross, because your gross is going to be in accordance to your net, and your net depends on how you drive your truck. Your net depends on how much your truck payment is. Your net depends on how much are you spending on a trailer. Your net comes down to your business sense. Me and you both, this is say not you per se, but say he's not very money savvy. We come into the game at the same time. I've got a net of a gross of 8,000. You got something you need to show me?
No,
Okay.
I'm holding it first.
We both do $8,000 week. Okay, my net is broken down to $765 a week for my truck, trailer, and insurance, and just some more odds and ends. He's got $1,000 a week truck payment, $300 a week trailer payment, crazy ass insurance, and his at the end of that gross to net, my net and his net could be anywhere from $3,000 difference. So yeah, you got what you really need to concentrate on is what is your gross, what are you going to gross, and how low you can keep your expenses to maximize and raise your net.
Agreed. And that was not that comment, David, was not like a response like irritation at answering your comment. That comment comes from many other comments in previous videos. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's up, 05 Trucker?
Yeah, 05, I seen him back. What's up, Sammy? What's up, Sammy? Sorry, man. There's a lot going on here. You guys get to see this side of it. It's hard to keep up. I don't see how some of you other YouTubers do it.
Man, okay, so Neil Pence drove on 40 the first time. This is an old video. Drove on 40 the first time since Driven's video about a driver that could coast 100 miles in Georgia overdrive. I guess he's asking you, does it start just east of Kingman? I'll answer that. No, it's not just east of Kingman because
That's the one I know about.
Yeah, you wind up finishing coasting like right across, just short of Needles.
Well, I guess west.
So
yeah,
so it should be. Okay, so just east of. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. You know, kind of.
Technically, that's still not right.
I used to know the mile marker. I never called
Technically, I think he's talking about another place, because if you think about it, the Petro right there in Kingman is exit 66. Anyway,
like
I think it's something like that. Anyway, 66 is up here. Here's the Petro. You climb uphill to get to it. Then you go downhill. So you cannot coast up that long grade. So even if you can coast from there all the way to Needles,
that's only 66. It's 100 plus.
Yeah, but that can't be the spot.
Coast.
I think up on 80.
I don't know. That's what he told me.
Yeah, I think up on 80 there's a spot that he's talking about on the 100-mile stretch on 80 coming down eastbound to Cheyenne, maybe.
I mean, you never know.
I can't keep up with it. KB, what's going on, brother, man? Another good YouTuber right there.
KB the trucker?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's got good stuff. Got some deep knowledge.
And if you want to know how to do it, you come into the game being owner-operator. Sorry, I keep messing with my eyes. My eyes are sensitive, apparently. KB came into the game, all right? KB called me up, or I think I called him up a long time ago. And what he done is he got his CDL. He went and got 6 months experience. In that 6 months, he stacked his money. After 6 months, he bought his own truck, leased onto his company. When that year was up, 6 months of being owner-operator, he took his year authority or year experience as an owner-operator, year experience as a truck driver, 6 months owner-op, and went to Landstar. And he's just been making it sense. I mean, he talk about motivation. KB knows what's up.
Team Tiny, how long until used truck market floods and prices drop? Well, it's about to happen. You know, it's kind of slowly been happening. If you look, there was a time when the Rush Peterbilt in Tulsa, they had like 8 trucks on the lot, and I think last time I passed through there was a plethora. I don't know how many, but there was a lot. So that's just on the new truck side. New truck side, used truck market, they're going to be similar. So, you know, with Celadon going out of business now, and which I don't know a lot about this, but there's a good chance that a lot of those trucks are going to wind up in the used market. And once, you know, it's supply and demand thing as well in truck sales. So you should start seeing the prices drop here very soon. I think they've already started going down. But I'm not 100% sure. That's an assumption.
007 Robert, you are blue, brother. You got to make it in the lives to get the blue. You know what I mean? And there's Dixie May. Dixie May, somebody was asking just a moment ago where you were, and I told him he was down at the
Crazy Town
at the strip joint.
Oh, or there.
Yeah, he's down at the strip joint. But where are you at, Dixie? That is the king moderator right there. So don't make him mad. He's sensitive.
What's up, Doug Sigmund?
And what EODs we use Keep Trucking. Dixie, JJ Killer. You know.
Driven, when are you going to do the school videos? Joseph Bailey, man, I'm sorry, slacking on a little bit, but you know, as often as I can. You know, the main channel is Driven Trucking, and then, you know, having the main channel and just trucking in general. I'm shooting for one a week, you know, to be honest, but I'm hoping to have one out by the end of this week, hopefully. It's like another super chat.
In April. Do you get back a lot of what you spend on to file your taxes? It just really depends on you. I get this question a lot, and a lot of people's like, oh, you got to save a lot of money for taxes. But let me tell you something. I got good expenses. I'm married. We have a child. Wife does not work a job. I mean, besides that, she does work. I would not trade jobs with her. So she's dependent. We file married, joint. With our deductions and with our credits and stuff we get, my taxes are really low. Up until this past year, I've got money back and hadn't had to pay in. And people's like, oh, how you do it? And I'm like, I don't know, find a good CPA, tax accountant, bookkeeper. That's what I do. So I don't know a lot on how to advise somebody. I just know myself.
I mean, yeah.
Everybody's different.
The taxes situation, it's always best to get someone that's an expert in their field to do anything that you're looking to do. So I know that's kind of a cop-out, but I would definitely say get a CPA. I've seen this question a couple times. Rain Alexander, why ISX, not glider? Don't know if you answered that.
An ISX taken care of is more efficient than a pre-emission engine. I'm not going to say I could do it with this W9, but I think I've done a video on that where I did go from Georgia to California cross country at 7.2 in a W900 flat top pulling a van. But my last truck is the more typical truck. It's aerodynamic that the majority of people is going to have. But a 6 month analysis, or not analysis, 6 months average, it was 8.1 when I first took care of it. And after that I started speeding up, and it dropped down to mid sevens, to anywhere from 7.1 to 7.5, and I was usually speeding a little more. But that's why I like emissions. There's just later technology, more recent technology, and they're just more efficient. They're more efficient.
Yeah. Matthew, this one's for me, I guess. Probably mentioned one of your previous videos, but what are your thoughts on Lone Mountain for a purchase? Okay, so I'll give you a quick rundown of why I even went to Lone Mountain. I was working for a previous company. As a company driver, I was making 90 plus. They cut my miles almost in half, and my pay, they adjusted the pay, but it dropped down to making about 60, 60 to 65, something like that. Well, I had just bought a house and I had a kid on the way. So when you buy a house, unfortunately, your credit it gets nailed. And I didn't have 40% down on anything that I felt comfortable purchasing. So when I found out about Lone Mountain, it was up in Dallas. I live in the Houston area. I drove up there and I went and checked it out. I went through that thing with a fine-tooth comb as much as I could, not exactly mechanically inclined, but I did the best that I could. And anyway, I felt like it could be a solid truck. I would say for Lone Mountain, I would say that it's good if it's your last resort, okay? I would not look into this as a first resort. I would not look at it as, well, I just have enough money to afford the down payment. You need way more than that. Trucks out here, new trucks, used trucks, you need money because things go wrong and you have to be able to fix it. Otherwise you can't make money. That's where all the nightmare stories come from with Lone Mountain. They get the truck, they have a problem with it. They think that that this truck should be perfect and it should run great for 6 months, no problems. Well, no, that's not going to happen. It's a truck. It has, these things have hundreds of thousands of miles on them. Things go wrong. And even brand new trucks, things go wrong. So you have to have that nest egg behind you to fix things. So is it the best tool in the world? No, it's not. Is it a tool that you can use? Yes, but be careful. Be very careful.
What is this?
Oh, I was rambling on about Lone Mountain.
Lone Mountain. If I didn't have the credit and money down, Lone Mountain's where I'd go.
Yeah.
But just like I'm sure you covered, you got to know what to look for and go over it real closely.
Yeah.
And I've seen another
Just
comment.
Be careful, that's what I said. How much is that nice step deck per month? About $1,100 a month.
Bob, Americana, if you don't have 25K in cash or credit in the bank for maintenance, don't even buy a truck. Agreed. You can start from nothing and build it up from scratch, but you want to talk about risk. It's super high risk. I would do it, but I'm just risky.
Trucking is risky.
Yeah, it's not. Man, I lied. I've got my eyes all watery.
I don't know. I'm used to it.
I'm not.
Las Vegas.
I think it's because of these glasses, these readers.
It's probably, yeah. That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
Las Vegas Unfiltered, flatbedding to Madera, California. First solo run. Hey, man.
Hey.
Cool. Congratulations. Good luck. Be safe.
No
Keep your rubber
kettlebell,
down.
but
I've got a kettlebell.
or you got
Kettlebell.
Kettlebell? Is that what it is? Hell, he's been on me. But I got that. Right down the road, you know, like over the top. I need one of those machines.
Right?
That was gay.
When I turn the hat around,
Yeah.
it's like I become a Mack truck, you know?
Sam, James asked a question. Let me find you, James. Oh, is it the step or flat versus
Why is Bob Americano asking all these questions?
step versus flat for the fifth time? Hey, we've done covered that. Have you not covered flat?
Have kind of what?
Um,
Step versus flat?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, step all the way.
or is this an older comment?
He may have missed the answer because it's a short answer. I mean, step versus flat any day. On a step deck, you can haul most flatbed freight, not all of it, but you can haul most of it. And so you're the majority of freight that you're running, unless you have your own accounts, is definitely going to be flatbed anyway.
Mark it on
But
bed.
you're going to make more money with step deck because freight that can go on a step deck cannot go on a flatbed. So you're a little bit more specialized. I mean, not much, but a little bit more. And each time you specialize a little bit more, the price goes up, plain and simple.
All right, cool truck and buy a cheap truck for cash and rebuild as you go. Yes, sir. I can get with that. Sammy, how's the new treat seat or the new? How's the new seat treating me? I'm liking it. I wish I would have went with a different seat. I wish I would have got a Sears Atlas. I think it is. I think it's just a better seat. I got a friend that's got one. Y'all might know Nasty.
I like my Legacy.
Nasty Habits. Nasty's got one, and man, I love that seat. So, is my truck missing a few parts? Jordan, let me tell you, man, I hit a pothole the other day, last year, and some things fell off. Jordan, some things did fall off. And
Let's see here. Do I like hauling cable reels? No. They're not bad, but I don't know. Not really, to be honest, not really.
here it is. Nasty said he started with nothing, but wanted it bad and ran really, really hard to get where he is now. Yes, he did. Anytime you see Nasty, I mean, I know I keep up with Nasty Habits on Instagram and Facebook. He'll be in Montgomery in the morning, and tomorrow he'll be in Seattle. I mean, he's got a teleporter or something. And thoughts on a 5700 XE? I don't know what truck that is. Jason Hall, thanks again for the super chat. What truck is that?
An old.
And while I'm waiting on that, I did see a comment. It just reset. So, Pro Star with a Max Force or an ISX. I'm gonna tell you guys a secret. You get ready for this. You could pick up a 250,000 mile Pro Star with a Max Force in it for next to nothing. I'm talking 10, 12, 13, 14. And if I find that truck, I'm going to buy it. And then I'm going to delete it. I've got a guy that parks his truck on the yard where I park my truck at. You can say what you
that.
You can say what you want.
He didn't say that.
He parks his truck. He's got exactly that truck, a Max Force engine, and it's deleted. And the last year and a half he's been parking beside me, no problems whatsoever. But if you don't have the necessary expertise or knowledge or know somebody to do that, ISX. I'm an ISX guy. The deal with the Max Force is you can get them for next to nothing.
I think I covered that I think I talked about that in recent video.
Oh, did you?
Uh-huh. Yep.
I wouldn't know. I don't want your stuff, man.
I know. Let's see here. What are the best fuel cards to get with your own authority for best discounts? Well, that's kind of that's a big question because there's a lot of factors involved there. Whether you want a net 7, whether you want a net 30.
Oh, Western Star.
It just depends on what your cash flow is, what it looks like, what your bills are, stuff like that. I guess the best would be the nasty card. I guess, really. I mean, I don't know. I've heard that. That's hearsay.
Yeah.
We both have the same one, XPO Logistics. Matter of fact, you recommended that to me. We get a really nice discount at the Taz and the Petros. And, it's a net 7 card. So that net 7 is, it can be rough if you're not prepared. But, it's one of the best. It's one of the better, I'm not going to say one of the best, one of the better discounts usually ranging 30 to, I've seen up to 50 cents, off at the pump. So pretty good, pretty solid.
The fuel card I use is American Express Business Gold, which is about to be platinum. They want me to update it, so I think I'm going to, just so I can say I got platinum. But I choose that. I don't get the big discounts. I fuel up at the smaller chains, the speedways and such, and it's usually 20 cents cheaper than like we're at Petro. It's $3.19. Across the street, it's going to be $2.99, and I use it for that. But the main reason I use it for that is a 30-day net versus a 7-day net that you're going to get with Mastic or any of the other fuel cards. They all have 7 or 8-day nets where you got to pay your bill every week. So I like that one because it gives you all month. And the Western Star, if that's a newer one, you might as well buy a Freightliner. I don't like the new one. I like them. I wouldn't buy one because it's basically a Freightliner. Freightliner owns them, and I'm not a fan of Freightliner.
You're skipping this question apparently.
Which one?
007 Robert. I've been here like 15 minutes. Ask him, when are you finally doing straight pipes?
If you've been here 15 minutes,
you
would have heard.
Answer it. That's why I said it.
No, Robert's my friend. That's my boy. But you know what?
No, it's all good.
I will answer for that. My eyes will quit watering. Let me turn this like that. I'm gonna be pick apart Mark sitting in the dark because y'all ain't gonna still see me.
None of you run legal with that Keep Trucking. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I do, and it's not an ABORD. That's an ELD. So that's 100% legal, Mike. I'm not sure what you're saying there.
Yeah, I'm full ELD on mine as well. Robert, I'm thinking very soon. I was going to do it while I was home, but I got to looking at all the parts up and under there. I can't do this. Hensley. It's too much like Hensley. All right. I got to looking at all the components of straight piping some things, and I thought, I believe I'm just going to take that to my mechanic and do it, because I don't want to cut things up, because if I have to put the stuff back on, I want to be able to do that. So in the near future, and possibly going to wait till I can just go through and get some Lincolns or some other shiny stove top pops. Yeah, so there you go, Robert.
How would someone semi-retire working 4 months or so a year, or is it from working for years and building up money, or is it from the types of jobs that you get and the payout? It's kind of a combination of all of those, really. Obviously, the more you're in the business, the more you learn about it, so the better you're just more efficient. You're better at making money, and you're better at keeping money, which is kind of the trick. But really what it can do is, if you become a financial wizard, then the overall expenses of everything become so low that you don't have to make a lot of money. It's not that you're going to be rich, you're not going to be, you might be a millionaire, I don't know, but you're probably not. It's that you can keep your expenses so low that you don't have to work as much. And you can have that home life that, everybody considers the American dream. So
yeah,
that's why.
Let me add something to that. On one of my latest videos, I Hate Trucking, a lot of comments was saying my stuff's not accurate, my information don't make sense. But what he's just saying is everything I've talked about. And it seems like most people said something about the insurance. You still got overhead. So I calculated. Let's try that again. So I calculated up my expenses. Currently, my insurance for my truck trailer is $939 a month. 420 something of that is just $100,000 coverage for comp and collision for the truck and trailer. If I drop that down, because the truck's paid for and all whatnot, so I dropped that down, I'm looking at $600 a month insurance, and my truck's paid for and my trailer's paid for. IFTA may be $20 a month. The rest of the plates, 2290s and all that stuff, the amount of that is so small divided on a yearly basis. I mean, you can be sitting easily $1,000 overhead a month for insurance and all plates and stuff like that. I think so.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're going to need some time in the business.
Yeah,
that's
you can't do that right out of the gate.
not out of the gate, but yeah, I mean, eventually, probably something like that.
I'll try this again.
Bubba versus Don Central. Who wins the fight? I have no idea, man.
Provost nailed it. First rule: keep your costs low. Exactly.
That's
why and how I do what I do. is in my earlier videos, even 2 years ago, I was saying low monthly obligation.
What do you guys think about factoring? Worth 3 or 4% to get paid quicker and get your paperwork all from one spot. Now, I know this is your subject.
I got this.
I know you do, but let me real quick. You've got a bunch of videos. Well, the only thing I was going to say, you got a bunch of videos about this actually. So, go ahead.
Is that you?
That's all I was going to say. Yeah.
Oh no.
I'm trying to plug your videos.
Well, I just set up for factoring, and I got some videos in the lineup in future for that. And I've been running numbers and talking to some guys about it. And what I came up with is, if you've got a one truck operation, I'd say anything under 3% is good. I try to lean about 2.5%. And but the thing is, the way you're going to get that is going to be the longevity of a contract. You can go monthly, quarterly, 6 months, a year. To get the lower percentage as a one truck carrier, you're going to have to sign those year contracts. But if you get with a good factoring company, you know, there's no big skim to, or no big worry, what did I say? Anyway, yeah, I suggest it. I didn't at first, but when you start setting up with 10, 15, 20 more brokers, every broker does their accounting different, and it gets to be a hassle to keep up with what broker does their accounting and how you need to submit it. So it becomes a hassle. So I have since, in the last 6 months, changed my idea to factoring as get it going.
Planes, trains, automobiles. What do you think about the BS you got to go through to set up with drug clearinghouse? You know, if paperwork is kind of like not your forte, you know, you're not necessarily, you know, and I know nothing about you, so don't take this personally or anything, but like if you're not organized, or if you just know that doing paperwork, stuff like that is not for you, OOIDA will help you out. They will get everything set up for you, and they'll literally hold your hand, walk you through the process. You got to do this next. You got to do this next. You got to do this next. And I don't think the cost is all that bad, but I'm not independent, so I don't know. But
and that is Diet Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
So I will give myself no more than 2 of these a day. I just like them, but most of the time I drink about half a gallon to a gallon of water out of this a day. Like I mentioned, comment on Mountain Dew, but it is diet.
Is it true that brokers won't give you a load if you're not on ELD? I've never been asked that question, so I'm gonna say no. It's probably not true. It may not be out of the question. Maybe an occasional broker does that, but I've never heard anybody ask me that.
No, me neither. Now, Red Vikings Beagle, sit boy. Sorry, I couldn't help it. Speaking of home life, how long do you guys stay out? It just depends. As long as I got money in the bank, I sit home all the time. I'm always home. My wife usually runs me off. She says, "Y'all right, you've been home."
Gonna make some more
But
money.
let's see, I've been gone this time 4 days. I spent a week at home. Prior to that, I was out here a week and a half, and then I was at home for 7 weeks. But it's just different. It's just different.
Yeah, for me, it's been a learning process for me this year. You know, I went through some changes. Now I'm running the spot market. You know, having to learn the open deck side of things. You know, it's been good and bad, up and down. Had some kind of inopportune things happen where it delayed me, you know, a couple of weeks here. So, you know, I've been out longer than I would like to be. Ideally, about 3 to 3.5 weeks out, and you know, the rest leading up to whatever's left of that remaining 4, whether it be an entire week or, you know, 3 or 4 days at home. I'd work that hard because, you know, quite frankly, my home bills are high, so I have to work that hard. I don't have the option. That's just where I'm at. I don't recommend that for anybody to get into owner operating that way, but that's my story right now. And so I have to stay out a little bit longer than I would like. Now, with my game plan in the future, I'm hoping that in the next probably 3 years or so, that I will work 1 week and be off 3. So that's the goal.
And Mr. B Strict 06, what's a good price on the... No, I wish it's Mr. Beast. Mr. B Strict, what's a good price on the 07 379 EX extended hood with 1.6 mil? Now, does that include recent overhaul with paperwork? I'm gonna answer it 2 questions. Say they have paperwork. I'd say that truck, you can get that truck for around 40 to 45, depending on the the
I don't know what it's for.
the
No
quality,
help. No
the
help.
quality, the good shape is if it's in good shape. If you want to know a good place to check it out, or reference that to, is go to ohiotrucksales.com, ohiotrucksales.com, and that's going to give you a good idea of what they're going for. And a lot of their trucks has paperwork. Now, if you're looking at that truck with 1.6 mil and somebody's taking care of it and it doesn't have paperwork, or you don't know that it has been in-framed or anything, and if they don't have paperwork, just assume it hasn't. I'd say 30. What you over here doing? I wasn't even paying attention.
I was helping out somebody's OCD.
Oh.
The strings were different lengths, and then since you pointed it out, my OCD kicked in, and I had to fix it. Ohio Truck Sales only sells good equipment. Ohio Truck Sales is, I looked at their stuff actually, and I liked a lot of what they had. They had a lot of the older stuff, a lot of cats running through there. I would say that maybe half of what I looked at, now this is at the times, a couple years ago, they had the paperwork on most of the rebuilds. Now, most of their trucks that come through there, they have rebuilds on the engines, and about half of them had paperwork. So yes, definitely, if you're ever going to buy a truck that's had a rebuild, only buy it if they have the paperwork, because if it was a good rebuild, or they did it themselves or whatever, they're gonna have the paperwork on a rebuild. So never buy a truck that has a rebuild that does not have the paperwork. Period. I don't care what. I don't care how well you know the person. Sorry.
Or if you are, just make sure you get a damn good deal. Enough of a deal where you can put the money into an in-frame, an overhaul, out of frame, and still make a good deal.
Yes, out of Sandusky.
Now, what about this? I'll leave this one to you. Where'd it go? Can you spec a truck to be successful and pull both van and flatbed?
Yeah, you can. You're not, when you're looking to spec a truck, when you start getting, as long as you're not running oversized, or more specifically overweight, then yeah, you absolutely could. But when you have ambitions to start running that oversized, that overweight, you're going to wind up leaning one way more than the other. But for the most part, a flatbed operation is typically, it's typically kind of like an over-the-road thing. It's going to depend on what you're hauling, and I hate to use the cop out there, but there's a lot of different things that you can do on the open deck side of things that you're gonna want to spec your truck differently. I kind of went very generic in the video that I did about that, but so I hate to say it, but it boils down to what freight you're going to be hauling, and that's where you should start if you're looking at buying a truck, or like, let's say you're buying the truck that you're going to keep for the next 20 years, or a runner till she dies type of thing. You really want to make sure that you do all the research that you possibly can, and make sure that you know what application that you're going to be putting that truck to use, because that's where you start. You start with the application of what you're going to be doing, and then you buy the truck to fit that operation. But yes, you can. I think you can, depending on what type of flatbed freight you haul.
That was one I just passed. Looking at lease with U.S. Express. Anyone have any advice on them and their operations? Comfortable man 12 wants to know, if you look at a lease on with U.S. Express, I don't have any information, so if any of you guys do, just leave it in the comments for them to read with U.S. Express.
I like this. This is funny. Jeff Shrivia, not sure. Hey, Driven, when are you going to get a good truck? That's offensive, man.
He's got a Kenworth.
My truck has never left me on the side of the road. I think you meant hood truck. And man, hopefully next year, but kind of depends, Hopefully. But my truck's been a good truck, if that's what you actually meant.
It's always running. It's like mine. You're always running.
Yeah. Let's see. Robinson, been to that place. I would not recommend them at all. They do things make look pretty, but are rough. And you know what? A lot of dealerships are that way, and that's why you really got to, you know, go through the trucks as much as you can. Do as much research as you can to look at the things that stand out, you know, that would make it a bad truck. A lot of places do that. They like to just make the truck look nice because that's what,
yeah,
unfortunately, most people care about, and that's not at all what you should care about.
Yeah, Robinson, no matter if it's Ohio Truck Sales, Arrow Truck Sales, Lone Mountain, it doesn't matter. Never buy a truck based on the cosmetics other than to let you know who had that truck prior to you. It gives you an idea of how they took care of it. But it does not give you an idea of the engine. It kind of gives you a reference of how they took care of the engine by how they took care of the inside, because how somebody does something is how they do everything. I wouldn't buy a truck from Ohio Truck Sales, Arrow, Lone Mountain, Kenworth, MHC, Truck Works, any used truck without doing a rig dig on it, for one. Pull it into the shop and get a dyno on it, check the crankcase pressure, pull the valve cover off, check the head, the cam, the drivetrain. You got to check all that stuff. Do not buy anything just based off cosmetics. You've got to dig into the real nuts and bolts of what makes that truck tick. So with that being said, you can go anywhere and buy a used truck from anybody, but just know what you're looking for before you do. And if you don't, just go to a diesel shop and see how much someone will charge you to go inspect that truck for you.
Trucker Style, Sean. Thanks, man.
Hey, man. What's going on, brother, man?
Let's see here. Scott, your T660 is a nice truck. Thank you. But here's the one I want to get to. Guillermo S. What's up, man? That's why he's always in your truck, Sammy. He wants to know what a real truck feels like. No, that's not the reason. It's because I don't have a passenger seat in my truck because I took it out, so he can't even sit in mine.
Actually, it was earlier. I was sitting in the captain's seat, and he was sitting on his bed, and I got tired of doing this.
Right? So that's why we're always in Sammy's truck. Bob America says, if they, pro tip, if the dealer armor alls the floor mats, get away. Agreed. Agreed. It's kind of the same thing. You know, if you pick up some fuel, you know, on your left foot, on your left shoe, where you're sliding off the clutch whenever you go to pull away. Everybody's done that, I'm sure. You've been out here long enough, you'll do it.
Smell oil coolant. Yeah, that's good. That's a good indicator.
The guy in the middle looks good. He's the best. This dude's probably the best looking guy in the truck.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We need a good name for this cat right here. Leave me a comment. What should I name this right here?
Really good.
Look at me when I'm talking to you.
Well, man, you were trying to bite on him earlier.
Yeah, I was just reenacting one of your old skits.
Well, you know. Let's see here. When you first started your own authority, I actually do not have my own authority, Paluch. I leased on to another company, and there was a couple of reasons. One, because the back office work is a lot, and when you're trying to book a load quickly, you know, setting up that carrier packet, if you have to pull off to the side of the road, you know, get your carrier pack together, send it back, you know, do all those things, that takes a lot of time, and that was something that I didn't want to deal with. Number two was the insurance rates. They were just through the roof whenever I was looking to change companies, so I didn't want to go that way. But to answer the question, let's see, it disappeared. Sorry, I had it. Oh, I had it staged. Where'd it go? Oh man, I'm sorry. I lost it.
Do you run into issues with brokers not wanting to work with a new authority? You want me to handle it?
Oh, yeah, because you've been there.
I've been there. I run my authority. Formed it back in 2014. And what I found out was this. There is a lot of brokers out there that will not work with you because your authority is new. Because they don't see your experience. They don't know if you've been driving a truck for 5 years or 35 years. They see just the baby authority. That's the only thing they see. Even if you tell the broker, say, look, I've been driving for 15 years or 20 years, they're going to say, it doesn't matter. We can't verify that. All we see is a new authority. And claims are normally filed with new authorities, kind of like insurance for a 16-year-old boy is through the roof versus a 40-year-old man. The claims are really high with new authorities. So with that being said, what I found out was this: there's also a lot that will work with you. I ran for C.H. Robinson, TQL, Coyote, I think Coyote, just to name a few, when I formed my authority, and they had more than enough freight to keep me rolling. I'm thinking, and then Uber came into the game. Uber, I think they work with you on day one. I'm not certain on that anymore. But yeah, there was more than enough brokers out there to keep you rolling with a new authority.
A lot of the times, I got a question for you. When you were a new authority, were you running for, you guys don't know what I'm talking about if you've been out here doing this, for kind of the larger brokers that love to haggle, love to post for cheap on the board?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
CH,
that's typically
TQL.
Yeah, King of Freight, yada yada.
I've never set up with King of Freight.
Well, the same story. Same story.
Who in the hell names a shifter? Nasty. I knew you. Come on now. I named my truck. It's Ellie Mae. I need a name for him. I mean, he's got his own personality. You should hear our conversations going down the road at night. People says, why don't you tighten that up? I can tighten it up. But he usually turns his head around. And also, it's my duck or my turkey call.
What's up, Ag Hauler Films? What's up, man? I was over in when I was over in oh man, I'm just
lease.
Spaced.
Lease on to MakeCents? No, I will not lease anybody on. Why? It's too much. If I lease him, you, anybody on, it puts my livelihood at risk. If I lease a guy on, he goes out here and kills a family or gets a lot of violations, I can't afford my insurance no more. My authority has got a high rate. It puts me out of business, so no leasing on to MakeCents. I don't trust you. Not you per se. I don't trust anybody.
Sammy, have you or will you ever do a video on shifting your truck?
Why not?
Well, that doesn't. You didn't
Why?
answer the question.
Hell no.
It's a yes or no. I'll see you dodging that question. What, man?
I'm gonna turn this way. I'm gonna be shut up. Yes, it is in the queue, and I got a little spin on it, and you guys are gonna dig it. And I promise you, it's not some.
You're not gonna
It's
copy
not
Ivor 2 Trucker?
a-
I'll say it out there. I'll throw it straight up out there.
Ivor? No, I'm not gonna copy Ivor.
Oh.
It's gonna be all original because I love authenticity, and
Really?
it will not be a duplicate copy over.
You know what? To add to that, one of my favorite YouTubers is Peter McKinnon, and he has an excellent video where he talks about how the good people copy, but great people steal. But at the same time, he says
We're toning it down.
he says that you want to make things your own. Make things your own. Make things your own. Your own. God almighty.
Oh, some people.
Sorry, man.
That's funny.
I can't help.
Sorry, we're talking about a lot of stuff a lot of you guys are not going to be fluent with, but
Is my Scorpio showing?
a little bit.
Okay,
Okay, let's get back on topic.
All right.
My boss said be nice.
Yeah. All right. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, where do I go? At least on to MakeCents. Do you think Pedigree Truck sells? I don't know about them. They sell prime trucks, so they have APUs and been driven under 65. That would be good, but I'd still pull a rig dig on that truck. It's kind of like a Carfax. You put the VIN numbers in. It's gonna cost you what, maybe $100? I don't know.
The rig dig?
Yeah.
It's less than that.
Is it?
It's not even $100.
Last time I looked,
I don't remember what it was.
I can't remember.
It was like 30 or something like that. Like 30,
I'd
35.
still do that with that truck. And Driven, you are the best on YouTube. And Jeff at Clarity does not know what he's talking about.
What? What's up, man? Thank you. Where was that? I want to screenshot that. Yes. Thanks, man.
Trucker Style Sean, Sammy, where are you going to do a collab? When are we going to do a collaboration or Driven fleet owners to fleet owner to fleet owner? Dude, you're in Orlando. You run strictly Orlando. Miami, in shit, I want to say Cali, Florida, right?
I go down there sometimes.
I go down there sometimes. The last time I was down there, he's like, "Hey, let's meet up," and I was like, and I done had a load. You know, usually I go to Florida, I'm in and I'm out. And also, people keep on telling me about Planet Fitness. Here's another thing about me. This is a rarity. I do not do many resets on the road. I don't usually sit on the road. If I'm out here, I'm going. You see me at a truck stop, and people, the guys that see me, you can attest to this. I'm usually in, out, fuel. I'm quick, and I'm rolling. I don't do a lot of sitting around. And I do have a Planet Fitness membership, and when I'm at home, I do go. But out here on the road, I just don't have the time. I'm rolling, man. I'm usually drop or unload, load, and roll. Unload, load, and roll. I really don't sit around a lot. And I just, you know, the faster I can get all that done means the faster I get back home, which equates to more time at home. So I'm not really one for, yeah. I'm wide open.
I want to answer this one. Hey guys, really enjoy the content. Thanks, Aaron Martinez. I'm about to make a jump from being an IT to driving with my father-in-law. Am I crazy for making the switch? Well, do you get along with your father-in-law first? You need to get along very, very well, because you will learn that person through and through. So evaluate that relationship and don't think, we can make it work, because if you think that way, it's not gonna work. But second, if you do get along with them, I would say yes, absolutely. And also this, while you have downtime, you could do a side hustle, because your IT stuff never goes away. If I'm not mistaken, that's a lot of certification work, right? So you could kind of have a side hustle at the same time and do a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit here and there, and make some extra money. So I would say go for it. And if not, you can always fall back on your certifications, right? So I say yes.
All right, I got a couple here. Buying a truck, should I go owner-op or get my own authority? Since you're asking that question, I would say go owner-op first, and at least on with somebody, and then learn the industry before ever thinking about getting your own authority. It's a cutthroat industry, and it will chew you up, and it won't even spit you out. It did chew you up some more. These companies lease onto and run your own loads, whatever board you want to run, and take off as much time as you want. Landstar's like that, but you've got to basically make enough money to make the insurance and stuff like that. Occupational insurance, truck insurance, if did any of that stuff like that. Mercer's about like that too. You can just about do what you want to do at Mercer, can't you?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they they have a no forced dispatch rule, I think is what it's called.
And Jones,
as long as you're paying, the monthly expenses for them.
Yeah, and I think Jones is the same way. There's a lot of companies out there. Just do your due diligence and get on the phone and start calling people. And I vouch for DAT. Do you have any experience with Next Trucking? No, I do not. I've started with DAT off the rip day one, and I've just been with them since. Driven is getting wound up. Yes, he is. Rob Zombie Shifter. I like Rob Zombie. I was just telling Driven yesterday.
That's a cool name.
Mentioned Thunder Kiss 1965. Back when Rob Zombie was White Zombie, one of my favorite songs of all time. And don't get much better than that. I might name him Rob. How about Robbie? We can also call him Robbie Provost. Robbie. Or
He looks like a Robbie.
Or a little Timmy. I can't name him that. My brother's name's Timmy.
He looks like a Robbie.
Robbie Zom? Robbie Z?
Robbie Z.
Zom?
Robbie Z.
Rob Zom?
Robbie Z. There's my football showing. Robbie Z.
Okay, what's Nasty saying? I am my own, damn it.
Let's see. Jeff Shrivia, I remember looking at this, so I may not repeat it exactly, but he said that I need to get you into open deck.
Oh, I'll ride around 10, 11,000 on my dry van. When I get the dry van paid for, I'm more than likely going to get me a step. And I done narrowed it down. The step I'm going to get is going to be a Dorsey combo 48-footer. 22.5 on the tires.
Do you want to go to Cali?
Nope.
Then why 48?
Because I got a long truck, man. I don't want my hood sticking out there.
Man, the longer the better.
Okay, well, maybe a 53.
That's
I just
what
go.
she said.
Well, she always runs me out of the room.
I would say no low pro.
I already got a lone truck, and I'm always getting ran off because it sticks out too far. Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah. Do either of you two ever come up into Michigan? Man, I was just there. But I was there on the Wisconsin side of things. I picked up in Sagola. Man, beautiful area, but it was so cold up there. Holy cow. You know, it's not even the Arctic, whatever that's going on with our weather, no telling. Apparently the ice age is coming soon, doom and gloom. Everybody get your bunkers. But it was so cold up there. It's not even, we're not even in an ice blast, and it was like 10 degrees. So 10 Fahrenheit, by the way. And to me, that's cold.
Yes, sir. Bob Americana, Merry Christmas, brother. Stay safe out there. Trucker Style Sean, what is my turbo? I seen that a minute ago. I couldn't get back to it. I've just got the variable turbo the VGT. What is that? Variable geometry?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's a
Roger
VGT.
today.
I don't know. I can't remember. I'm getting old. But it's just got the VGT on there, and I can't remember which model it is.
You guys watch Super Trucker Dan? Occasionally, you know, he's a nice guy. I met him while I was at Mercer. But
I have not.
You know, to be honest, I really don't have a lot of free time. I mean, I work hard at my trucking job, and then I take a lot of pride and I do a lot of work in YouTube. And when I'm not, you know, even if I'm putting videos out or not, I'm studying YouTube. I mean, I put my heart and soul into that. And so it doesn't afford me a lot of time. I don't get to watch a lot of TV. I watch my favorite TV show. I never miss that, Supernatural. It's the last season. So sad. But
We're gonna have to go into hiding.
yeah. I don't really have a lot of free time. So
Provost, there is resemblance. We just got to get you a black top hat, brother. But Steve
Provost, why don't you
H.
go play golf, man?
Steve H. He'd been an OTR for 30 years, been off the road for 10 years for a family reason, and because of you two and a few other YouTubers, next year I'm buying a truck and going on my own authority.
Cool.
Man, congratulations on that. As long as you're
Good luck
successful. If you're not successful, I'm gonna block you. No, I'm just kidding. Much luck, much success, and
Don't blame
get
it
on back
on
out
me.
here, man. We're still having fun.
Don't blame
It sure ain't what it used to be, but we still have fun. Man, we've been on here too long. You about ready
We've been
to
on here
shoot?
a long time.
Hour and 26 minutes, 27 minutes almost.
Has it?
Yeah. Let me scroll down through here.
I'm surprised your phone hasn't died. My phone doesn't have near that.
It's
battery.
11 Max Pro, bro.
Oh, baller.
Yeah, I went and got that while I was home. While I was off for 2 months.
I'd love to talk golf, man. I haven't talked golf in a long time, so I did play though. I did play a couple of months ago, and it was horrible. I don't remember what I shot. Ugh, it wasn't pretty. I think I shot like an 86, man. It was pretty bad. 2 of my 4 kids are named after characters from Supernatural. Which ones? I mean, I would hope Sam and Dean.
What's my favorite chair?
That's what I was just about to read.
I spoke on that a minute ago, but I'll go and tell you again. I've got what is this? Legacy Silver Low Pro. But if I had to do it again, I'd get a Sears Atlas. It's a better seat.
What? You talk trash about your Legacy. You're more than welcome to hit me up. We can talk. I love your product.
Well, that's why I'm not putting the product out there like that. They don't promote me.
Just kidding.
Anyways,
Actually, I'm not. Y'all read like adults, not 6-year-olds.
be nice.
Sorry, that was so. I'm sorry if I hurt anybody's eardrums. I just bust out. I think I might have peed a little. I just laughed so hard.
I stutter all the time, so I can't even say nothing.
What?
You guys should see me. I edit a lot of stutter out. I got like a speech impediment or something. It's just, I get ahead of myself and my mouth won't keep up.
The video that we just shot, okay, I'm gonna guess that it's gonna be somewhere in the 15 to 20 minute range.
Jensen Oliver and Logan Dean.
45 minutes.
This guy's what?
Fault. Jensen Oliver and Logan Dean. Oh, nice.
His favorite seat is on Driven's Wow.
I know your favorite.
Dude, no.
His
On
favorite
top.
seat is on. Little, you're back already? You left and came back? Man.
Let's see. Expire the half. Count you guys. Keep up the good videos. Be safe. Thanks, Nomad. Be good.
Later.
Michael Constantine, Georgia Twang.
Later, Nomad. Oh, that's what you were just saying. Sorry.
Yeah, well, the thing about the subtitles is it won't keep up with my southern accent.
Good night, Jason. See you later, man.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and cut this to an end. I need to, we got to get editing and edit. See, there we go. I can't edit this, but, you know, I stutter all the time. Get it through editing a video. But anyways, guys, if you're still hanging in there, you rock.
You rock.
You
We'll
rock.
see you
That's normally
later.
what I do. Anyways, guys, see you. Bye.
Thank you guys so much for coming out and watching this live video.
I'm about to horse laugh.
How do I turn it off? I don't know how to turn it off.